Raymond Zondo. Now, we've seen for far too long President Jacob Zuma remaining defiant in the face of the Commission for State Capture. And this morning, we joined on the line by Lawson Naidoo, who is a legal and political commentator. Lawson, good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Yes, Lawson, looking at Jacob Zuma, and we've just seen defiance all the way throughout this Commission of State Capture, and right up to the point now where the Constitutional Court has ruled that he is obliged to appear before the Commission. The key question now is what now for Jacob Zuma, because we are hearing about Zuma still refusing to testify at the Zondo Commission, saying he'd rather go to jail.
Well, it's quite clear that Mr. Zuma is now challenging the Commission of Inquiry. He's challenging a decision of the Constitutional Court. He's showing that he has no respect for the rule of law and for the constitutional institutions that we have in this country, and therefore we feel that it is incumbent upon Commission at the appropriate time to lodge the necessary charges against Mr. Zuma, which include violation of the Commission's Act, once again for failing to adhere to a summons, and secondly, proceedings for contempt of court for flatly refuting a judgment of the Constitutional Court.
Yes. Now, we've seen Zuma over and over again looking at, having a go and a personal go at Raymond Zondo. And also in terms of the latest developments as far as the Constitutional Court goes, questioning the integrity of the Deputy Chief Justice. But what does this say about Zuma and his integrity?
Well, it says that Mr. Zuma will stoop as low as it requires of him in order to avoid having to testify before the Commission of Inquiry, to avoid having to answer questions about his role in state capture, his relationship with the Gupta family in particular, how he allowed the Guptas and others to influence his decisions as to who to appoint and remove from cabinet. These are critical questions that he needs to answer, and he clearly has no intention of doing so. He's used, as I say, every trick in the book to avoid that, including trying to suggest that the Deputy Chief Justice would not be impartial. Let us not forget that it was Mr. Zuma himself who appointed Mr. Zondo as the Deputy Chief Justice of the Republic. So he suddenly now has a change of heart about his impartiality.
Yes. Now, also, as far as playing victim is concerned, and we've seen Jacob Zuma playing this card over and over again, the victim mentality, saying that everyone that has been involved until now, from the Deputy Chief Justice and even the Constitutional Court, that has now victimized him.
Well, this was the proper process, an application brought by the Commission of Inquiry before the Constitutional Court. Once again, Mr. Zuma is not to participate in those proceedings. He shunned them, and he now seeks to besmirch the judgment, despite not having taken the opportunity to put forward any argument that he might have before that court. He is bound by the decision of the Constitutional Court, and I think in order to uphold the rule of law, Mr. Zuma needs to face the criminal consequences for his unlawful actions.
Yes. Now, we've seen him now mention that, he would rather be prepared to go to prison and serve a term in jail. Now, clearly, this has got implications for the country. It can become a political hot potato for the country in the event of criminal charges being laid against Jacob Zuma. What would some of those implications or consequences be, Lawson?
Well, clearly, this has consequences for the African National Congress as the ruling party. We know that there are deep divisions within the ruling party, that Mr. Zuma represents one faction within that party, and any action that's going to be taken against Mr. Zuma will deepen those divisions within the ruling party. But unfortunately, as the Constitutional Court pointed out last week in its judgment, nobody is above the law, and we cannot take into account the implications that criminal action might have on either Mr. Zuma or on the African National Congress itself. For the sake of the rule of law, for the sake of our democracy, action needs to be taken to indicate very clearly that we take seriously respect for the rule of law, and that consequences will flow when people openly flout the law, and no less a judgment of the Constitutional Court.
Yes, and also the integrity of the judiciary has come under the radar, just judging by some of the comments that Jacob Zuma has been making, Lawson.
Well, again, this is nothing new. Mr. Zuma and his supporters have been doing this for a long time now. Making scurrilous attacks against members of the judiciary without a shred of evidence to back it up. And whilst in a democracy, one is free to criticize judgments and so on, but to launch personal attacks against members of the judiciary is totally unwarranted. And once again, it undermines respect for the rule of law, and undermines the independence of the judiciary, and there should be serious consequences for conduct like that.
Yes, and just finally, obviously we know that he has been ordered to appear, I think, around the 14th or 15th of February, if I'm correct. So it's not long. So this is going to be quite interesting. We're not going to be seeing something that is going to be long and drawn out.
It is not. Mr. Zuma, as you say, is due to appear before the Commission of Inquiry on the 15th of February. If he fails to appear, as he said yesterday seems to indicate, then the Commission will be required to press further criminal charges against him for failing to appear in terms of the summons, and also to initiate action for contempt of court, because the Constitutional Court last week very clearly directed and instructed Mr. Zuma to appear before the Commission and to answer questions that will be put to him.
Well, Lawson, thank you very much, as always, for your time with us on News and Views on Salam Media. We wish you well, and please take care.
Thank you very much.
Lawson Naidoo, legal and political commentator, joining us this morning. The spat between Jacob Zuma and Deputy Chief Justice Raymond Zondo.
They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, yet many children go to school hungry because of poverty. Penny Appeal's Breakfast Club aim to get a warm, hearty meal to underprivileged children so they can spend the day prospering in their schoolwork. Help feed a needy learner by visiting our website on www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573 to find out how you can donate. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
What makes Randery Jewelers the optimum place for your memorable gift? Is it our range of exclusive, high-end, luxurious jewellery? Or is it our master craftsmanship of all your bespoke jewellery needs? We believe it's because at Randery Jewelers, we know just how to make your special moments last forever. Whether it's for a wedding, anniversary, or just a simple gift to show your love, trust Randery Jewelers to make it special. www.randeryjewelers.com. Make your moments last forever with Randery Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
DoosieMed Medicine Depot Retail Pharmacy and Emergency Medical Depot. Conveniently situated in the DoosieMed Medical Center, Corner Burger and Bosel Street, Pietermaritzburg. We provide safe, affordable and convenient medical facilities. Open till 10 p.m. every day of the year. We have a full house clinic that operates from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., which is run by a qualified sister. The clinic offers immunization, vaccination, wellness, general consultation, and more. Call DoosieMed Medicine Depot on 033 3421 200.